So here you are. At this moment, you're standing on the precipice of possibility. A pen in hand, staring at the blank pages of your life, waiting to be written. And it's easy to forget, in the midst of all the noise, that you are the one holding the pen. But let's take a step back. Let's breathe and really feel this truth. Yes, you are the author of your own story. It's a simple statement, but it carries the weight of 1,000 possibilities. Think about the times when you've felt lost, when the world seemed to be spinning out of control, and you wondered if you were even in the driver's seat anymore. Maybe it was during a moment of heartbreak, when you felt the sting of rejection, or when life threw a curveball and suddenly everything felt uncertain. In those moments, it's easy to hand over the pen, to let someone else write your story, to let the world dictate your path. Maybe you've found yourself in a relationship where you compromised too much of yourself, thinking it was the only way to keep things together. You stayed quiet when you should have spoken up, you bent when you should have stood firm, and in doing so, you slowly let someone else's narrative overshadow your own. Or perhaps it was at work, where you felt the pressure to fit into a mold that wasn't quite your shape. You dimmed your light, held back your ideas, and played it safe because that's what was expected. You told yourself that it was okay, that blending in was better than standing out, that following the rules was safer than breaking them. And then there are the voices, those relentless, insistent voices that echo in your mind. They come from everywhere: society, family, friends, even strangers. They tell you who you should be, what you should want, and how you should live. They whisper doubts, plant fears, and try to convince you that their version of your life is better than your own. But here's the thing: no one else knows what it's like to be you. No one else has walked in your shoes, felt the beat of your heart, or seen the world through your eyes. No one else has lived your story, with all its unique twists and turns, joys and sorrows, victories and defeats. You've carried burdens that no one else can see, fought battles that no one else can understand. You've celebrated victories, big and small, that only you know the true value of. Your story is yours alone, and it's time to reclaim it. Maybe you've spent years trying to live up to someone else's expectations, trying to fit into a role that doesn't quite fit, like a dress that's too tight in some places and too loose in others. Maybe you've been playing a part that was written for you by someone else, your parents, your partner, society, and you're just now realizing that it's not who you really are. Imagine for a moment that you could tear up that old script, the one that doesn't serve you anymore. Imagine the freedom of starting fresh, of writing a new story, one that reflects the real you, the you that's been waiting patiently beneath the surface, longing to be heard. What if, instead of following someone else's path, you carved out your own? What if you stopped listening to the voices that try to dictate your life and started listening to the one voice that truly matters, your own? It's not always easy. The world is loud and the pressure to conform is real. But deep down you know the truth: this is your life, and you are the only one who can live it. You are the only one who can decide what it looks like, how it feels, and where it goes. Think about the moments when you've felt most alive, most true to yourself. Maybe it was when you pursued a passion, despite the doubts of others. Maybe it was when you stood up for yourself, even when it was hard. Maybe it was when you let go of something or someone that wasn't right for you, even though it hurt. Those moments, those choices, were the ones where you took control of your narrative. They were the times when you remembered that you are the author of your own story and that no one else can write it for you. But here's the beautiful thing: you can choose to take control of your story at any moment. It doesn't matter how long you've been following someone else's script. It doesn't matter how many times you've let others dictate your path. What matters is that you have the power right now to take back the pen and start writing a story that is true to you. And the best part? Your story doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to follow a straight line or a predictable path. It can be messy, full of twists and turns, ups and downs. Because that's what makes it real. That's what makes it yours. So here you are, with the pen in your hand and the pages of your life stretched out before you. What will you write? Will you continue to let others shape your story, or will you take control and write something that is uniquely, beautifully, undeniably yours? You have the power to create a life that reflects who you truly are, not who the world tells you to be. You have the strength to break free from the roles and expectations that don't serve you. You have the courage to reclaim your narrative and write a story that honors the person you've always been. So write. Write with passion, with courage, with truth. Write the story that only you can tell, the one that comes from the deepest part of your soul. Write it with all the love, all the wisdom, all the power that is within you. This is your story, your life, your time. And the world is waiting to see what you will create.